I wanted to address this question. Somebody commented on one of my videos from last year, and it was about, I shared my suicide attempt and how God literally showed up. So then she commented back, and she said, well, how come God stopped your suicide? And how come he didn't stop my sister's? I didn't know what to say, but I did know what to do. I went into prayer and I asked God, how come? Because my friend, she ended her life in 2022. She went to the Golden Gate Bridge and she threw herself off the bridge. And I can't even go to, I don't live there anymore, thank goodness, but I can't even look at it, even in movies and stuff, because I just can't imagine all the people that were there, that witnessed it, and saw her fall. And then I went to go do the same. But God stopped mine. I have my video about that, so I'm not going to talk about that here. But you guys, please go look for that video. But I asked God, how come you stopped mine? And how come you didn't stop that lady's sister? And you know what God said to me? When you walk close with God and you live aligned with him, you have faith and you trust him, he also trusts you, that he can speak to you, and that you recognize his voice, and you know the difference between yours and his. And he also knows that you will act upon the things that he tells you, that you're not just gonna take it all in and keep it to yourself, because some of the messages that God gives you are for other people. So this is the message that God told me. So first thing he said was, did I stop your suicide? I said, yeah. And he goes, did I show up? I said, oh yeah, you did. And he goes, did you listen to me? And I was like, yeah, that's why I'm still alive. And then he said, don't you think I did the same with the other people? So then I thought about my friend. Unfortunately, she got mixed up with the wrong crowd. And with these kind of people, suicide was their ultimate goal. So one of her own friends drove her, knowing that she was going to do that, and drove her to go do it. So when I thought about her, I said, God, he did try to stop her. But in the end, it is our choice. So for that sister who said, well, how come God stopped yours and he didn't stop my sister? The difference between both of us was I listened. I went back home. I heard what God said to me in my ear. He said, I have people that I need you to help me save. And it started with my husband. And I did that, and I've been doing that for the last 2 years. I listened. That's the difference between me and my friend. The difference between me and that other lady's sister was I listened to God. When I told him, okay, God, I'm going to live, he knew my heart. He knew that I was serious, that I was honest. So I said, I will go home and I'm going to live. Completely changed my life after that day. I love him so much because he loves me so much. He did not have to show up, but he did. And so when I went to go touch my charger for my car, because I had a Tesla at the time, it detached immediately. When the last hour it was stuck, it would not detach, and I tried twice. So I knew that was God, and I also felt his comforter. A literal blanket covered me, a weighted blanket covering from the top of my head all the way down to my feet. So I knew God was there. And he said, I need you to live. I have people I need you to help me save. I listened to him and I went home. I could have tricked him and be like, oh yeah, I'll go home, God. And then, detach and then drove there. But if I had done that, I don't think God would have stopped it, because God would never force you to worship him. He would never force you to live. He wants you to. He wants you to. And trust me, I know that he did try to stop my friend, and he did try to stop that lady's sister. But it was their choice. It was their choice. And I'm living in the promises today. Of all the prayers that I prayed for, I'm living it now. I got to see myself as this new godly woman, and I got to see my husband as this new godly man, and I got to see our family reunited, our children to us. We are restored, and we are stronger, and we're happier than ever, and we have a purpose for God. And I've been helping so many people the last 2 years. If God did for me, he would do for you. So that's my message to the sister who said, how come God stopped yours and he didn't stop my sister's? Yes, he did. But she chose to continue it, because I could have too. And I believe that if I continued driving, that was it for me. And I'm so grateful, because I would have missed out on all the sisters and helped them on their journey. But the biggest thing was missing out on my husband being the godly man that he is today, that prays and wars over me and our children, and hearing him chasing them around the house. I would have missed that. And I know that God has more for us. So that's my message. So for those who are hurting because your loved one has passed because of suicide, please don't think it was because God did not love them. God loves them so much that he allowed them to choose what they wanted to do. He will never force. And I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that loss. But know that God loves them.